exactly what's already there, just slightly smaller, how that ever withstands a writ. I just don't understand how that ever does not end up right back here after the Penske's lawyers take it right up on writ and send it back right here, and exactly what happens, first vote today. So that's just what I can't get my head around. Maybe somebody can explain to me why I'm missing it. Number two is, by not acting, okay, we can come back again, and we can do this again for another 3 hours. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose, because we don't know which way. Well, maybe other people will change, but maybe our fifth commissioner will go one way, we'll go the other. But again, on those two grounds, I'm just failing to understand how we've heard any evidence that this is out of mass scale and character with what currently stands there, or why there was evidence that the categorical exemption should not be granted under CEQA. I'm just not following that logic. So if that could be explained to me, I'd appreciate it, but I'm just not following the logic.
So Commissioner Wilson, why don't you start with the character mass scale?
Sure, Commissioner Rozman, so the mass scale and character of the structure as it currently stands as use of a church, it's definitely within the appropriate mass scale and character for a church. But in the change of use to a single-family residence, it is out of mass scale and character to a single-family residence.
This Commissioner Martin, I think we would apply the evaluation criteria that we have on every other case in Venice and elsewhere, which is in that block or the kind of block surrounding it, how many other structures, are they on Electric Avenue in previous industrial areas, or is there one a mile away? This is within the view shed. Would we say it is consistent with the other single-family residences, not, is it, and I think we've struggled with this also, is it, personally, like, I have a problem saying that because it is consistent or compatible with multifamily, that we should look at those things as in the same way. Because single-family residential character is, it has not been until recently, has not been the kind of mass scale and bulk of multifamily or commercial structures in these neighborhoods in Venice. So that's very clear to me that there is, in considering it as a residential use, there's an issue there. And I believe that, I have to believe that the purpose of the environmental review is to make sure that there's a thorough examination of archaeological, paleontological, noise, air quality, all these things. That's the whole point, is that, again, this is not a standard case. This is not a typical case of a typical residential lot and deciding should it be approved for conditional use, not conditional use, for coastal development permit. This is a very different case. This is a church that has had a role in the community for a century. This is, I easily see where additional environmental review is warranted. And we've heard a lot of testimony about 100 years of community significant gathering with this institution in this location that's been carried on. I know it's not exactly the same use, the same people all the way along. And I think that, I know this is the issue in adaptive reuse of properties. Well, one thing that occurs to me is grant the CDP, turn this into a large-scale residential project. There's no guarantee it stays that way. Once we grant this permit, it may not be the Penskes. They may have the best intentions, but something changes in their life, they move out, and then what's the next person who's already got that decision to allow the residential use? Then maybe they decide, oh, you know what, we really want multifamily use here, but that's way down the road, and the community use is lost. And the way to maintain a community use is to recognize that use, and then the onus would be to find another appropriate community use for this.
We have it.
And then, I know of another property that is, I think technically it's in Mar Vista. It was not the world's most beautiful property. It had a religious use also. And I suppose that, it could have turned into someone's, some other use. But what happened was another religious institution purchased the property and kept it as part of the community. It's not exactly the same, but it's, that part of it didn't change in the community. So that's, this is the I think this project absolutely has significance. We've heard about it from many of the people who testified. There's loads of evidence in the case file about its role in the community and the history and the culture. I can't see where exempting it from a more thorough environmental review is giving it short shrift, not warranted in this project. So one thing I do know is when there's 5 of us, we will come to a decision, because it is impossible to tie with 5 people. So and just for the respect of everybody who's here, I mean, sometimes we have to go through a discussion like this and get to this point in order to be able to get further. And I would imagine that the next time, if we decide to postpone this and hear and continue the case to August 15th, it will be a continuation of this hearing. It's not a de novo hearing, correct? I mean, we start with what we've got. The commissioner who's not here, unfortunately, will be listening to, where are we now? It's 9:32. So hours and hours of interesting testimony will be in her future. And then we will,
well, the commission can still take public comment at the next meeting as well. But it can be a shortened version of what you've done tonight, since so much of the groundwork has been laid in terms of the facts for the commission.
So I suppose that would mean somebody would need to make a motion.
I believe you can just direct me to put it on the 8:15 agenda, and we can do so.
All right, is there anyone who would object on the commission to scheduling the next hearing on this for 8:15?
I don't think there's any other choice.
I believe we've made a decision to, and I hope everyone's free on August 15th again. We'll be here. And I just, Commissioner Margulies, I just want to thank everyone for coming here, for being patient, for being reasonably respectful to listening to both sides. That concludes our hearing tonight. It's 9:33, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.